Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Do, 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 do. Wow. Right. Let me fix my music. Firefox. Headset. Close this. Oh, shit. Dun, dun. I mean, it does look pretty good, doesn't it? Doesn't it look pretty good? It looks pretty good. Okay. Learn to breathe. And I need to figure out what to do today. Okay. Check. And then pull. Go back, please. Go back. Lock. Locking. Check. Clear. Miss Clegg. Yeah, I can have hearing it later. I think that's fine. Stand by on track. That's the same post. Never mind. Hello, Aurelius Sparks. Have I seen you before? Hmm. But anyways, thank you for the compliments. I forgot what word to use there. Well, you're not into this, so the list of chatters. Oh. Main. One. Check. Okay, log. Hello, Jewel. Have I seen you before? I don't think so either. Welcome. Yes, it's someone's Frieren compilation or something. I'm not really sure actually. I haven't watched Frieren in a while. Bro. Oh, main lines here. I don't know what is happening here. It's pointing back, is it? So it's a down sequence? Yes, thank you. Oh, does it go through the mic? It's not supposed to go through the mic. Dang it. Sometimes I test it doesn't go through, sometimes it does. Oh, this would be nice if the shoulder is high. But thanks for letting me know. Very good. So it's more trendy than I thought. Almost here. I guess a little higher. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I am glad to hear that. The streams are primarily a place for me to just make sure I don't slack off. It would be nice. It is nice if it's able to provide you guys like a space that you can enjoy, but I cannot guarantee the what's the word? The space remains what it is. As I develop into madness, uh, it always happens when I draw. Yeah, chair is shiny to the hell of the vibe. It doesn't feel stable. What is this bullshit? No target. Yeah, I don't tend to get very chatty with new viewers, I think. Because primarily it's like a... Hello, Maxi. A place to work. But then, like, when regulars come in, all of a sudden I feel like it's a need to report. I think... After the long talk yesterday, it would be nice, of course, to have something that is more meaningful to draw. But otherwise, sorry, what am I saying? Right, it'd be better if there's something meaningful, but there isn't. So it really is just take a bunch of references, put them together, put some colors on, call it a day kind of vibes too. Although I'm not buying this pose. It is... no, it's okay. I can kind of see the hips now. It is pointing away from us, I think. Like the butt is jutting out. Maybe this is too much. Surely, right? Surely. Main target here, go back, out, and then the other one is like higher. Then the leg kind of folds back in when it's up. Right, so it's actually just the let me think. The usual sitting pose. So it's not entirely back then. It's 45 maybe? Yes, thank you, Jewel. I remember like a while ago we had such a shiny chat before too. That was quite a while ago, I think. It's definitely been a while. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh, it's neutral. Idle Arc? No, I saw this at work today. Don't ask me why. I forgot. But we were talking, I was talking to my coworker about... No, it wasn't today, it was yesterday? Was it yesterday? I have one of those Fubuki, like, not membership cards, but it's like a... It's kind of like a membership card. Let me see if I can find it. It was from like 2021, I think it was. Her birthday pack came with this friendship card thing. And it was interesting because it has a... Like this thing here, this card. You see how there's a number here? And so every card is unique, right? I have my card and I was like taking out all my cards on the table and then we're like just talking about it. And I was trying to find this page for them, but I didn't know it was 2021 or what. So I just Googled birthday goods and then I found this piece of what's her name? Raora? This is 2026, I believe this is. And I really like the facial proportions here. Not how big the head is. This head ratio is kind of insane actually, because I've been digging through all the head ratios yesterday, right? Like I was showing you guys the thing, and usually I keep it 1 to 1.2 ish, or like 1 to 1, where like the top of the eyes, not the eyebrows, but the eyes is in the middle of the head. This here is almost like a third. Now there is some perspective perhaps, but maybe not to this extent. I don't think from this angle. It's kind of insanely big, but I just like this part here. Most of what is being shown here is pretty nice, I think. This, like, sort of, the fact that the eyes are kind of long, right? You have many different ways to draw eyes. You have big eyes, wide eyes, right? The iris. Is that the pupil? I don't know which one's what. The iris itself is kind of big. Or, like, big sideways, big lengthwise, you know? And then, or if it's more round. Right, this one is the longer kind. It's a little bit sharper. And also it's looking up. So when it's looking up, you can see the base of the eye like this. And I'm naturally more biased to this. So everything is here, and then like you have the smaller mouth. I mean, this is really exaggerated. This is out of proportion, but... So yeah, everything looked really nice. I was like, so I'm gonna grab this. And then today I found, like, took me 5-10 minutes to find who the artist was. Which is surprisingly hard. But yeah, anyways, I do kind of like this. Unfortunately, like the other things that they drew, I checked out the artist page, which I guess I should send my source. I wasn't, I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, right? The other things that they've drawn a lot, actually. But none of the other ones had, like, proportions that, like, gave me these, like, monkey brain neuron activation sequence. So there's something here. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, nothing else triggered anything. It's a specific combination of eyes, mouth, and nose. The spacing between them, the relative sizing of them, and the specific shapes that were used to represent each of them as well. Like, almost everything hits the mark. Yeah, it's very odd. Oh, wait. How old is it? 3 years ago. Anyways, I just wanted to borrow the eyes, actually. This face proportion. But I realized it might not be doable. Try to make it work. Maybe not try that hard. And then the plan is to just borrow some colors from Min, do some lines just like Min would. Well, maybe not just like, I'll just do whatever lines that is natural. And then we'll see where we go. Some quick colors, some quick quote-unquote rendering. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to replicate the success. It is hard, I think. Oh, I see. Mine is even longer, right? Because I pulled it up on purpose. Yes, see you later, Aurelius. Reskill this. Yeah, but otherwise nothing special today. It is what it is. Let's see. Oh my god, stop. This one is done. Kind of. Okay. Right, but the main should be this. Depends on how pain in the ass I want it to be. So stupidly big. Oh my god, so huge. This is the target. Possibly smaller. Turn. Mid large. Let me set up the angle. And no, then let's push it here. Into main here. So we push down. Push down. And check. So it'll be flat. See, the chest is kind of small. The ribcage is too short. Facing is kind of insane, but also not really. This line. This is that case. This is the Oh, hello, Joe. Indeed. Once in a while. It's really like the cafe, right? Like I'm here regardless if anyone's here. And then who knows who will come today? Someone new, someone old. People come in with all sorts of different moods and different new ideas. Like going into VR chat, you never know what's gonna happen. You might meet your best friend for the next 10 years. Or you might meet a stalker that changes your life forever. For the worst. Who knows? Wow, so exciting. Wow. Life is full of surprises. Wow. So amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I know why it doesn't keep. Perspective? No, I was not. I'm not done. I'm shelving it. By that I mean like I hope one day I will remember it and be inspired and skillful enough to execute upon it. It's the proper definition of I'm shelving it. I don't want to get too caught up on things that I cannot complete, because if you can't do it, you can't do it. You can keep grinding at it, but it's one of those situations where if you don't have the right references and resources, it's just not possible to do it satisfactorily. Satisfyingly? Oh yeah, satisfyingly. Jesus. So I don't want to, like, based on experience, I know that it's gonna be two things gonna happen. Well, one of two things is gonna happen if I keep going at it. Either I get lucky and I find it, the perfect reference, the holy grail, and it teaches me exactly, shows me exactly what I'm missing. Or I go around in circles trying random shit, or I spend all my time looking for references and nothing ever gets done. And I'm not a better artist at the end of it. So having done enough of that, I'm just gonna move on, dude. It's not like it's the only thing left to do to study, you know? If it were, then yeah, it's justified. But otherwise, doing anything else is literally better. Literally doing anything else is better. Inglando. But I really do like the calm though. Today I looked at it again, and it looked like they were walking through a park or something, you know? It doesn't have to be buildings, it doesn't have to have them flow in the air. So I was like, what if they're like just, you know, pose and shit? It doesn't have to be... Oh, actually, now that we're talking about this, it could be stuff like, you know, the torii gates from like Japan. Ooh. Wooden beams. No one react. Wooden beam in Japan's. It could literally just be torii gates. Like, no one will be able to tell necessarily because I won't have the space to show it. But I don't know what else would be in the background, you know, like we have to fill in a lot of space here. And then we can have water, you know, water ripples as we go across. Like, the ripples are going to be so insanely hard. You have to render each foot, I think, manually. So you probably, like, the way I think about it is that you will probably draw the circles for each foot. So let's say this is the more recent, maybe there's only one ripple. And then the previous position maybe is like here. But then, I don't know if there will be Doppler. Maybe there wouldn't be Doppler on it. I don't think it would be... it might be slightly closer to the front, like this. Just because you're live... No, I don't think so, actually. I think what's gonna happen is that you will put down the foot, it generates the ripple. When you take it out, it doesn't necessarily push the waveform forwards. There will be another spawn point, maybe slightly further up, but it'll be merged with this. And then as you throw water droplets to the back, there'll be other separate sort of circles forming. But anyways, you get like a whole fucking mess. Sorry, why am I talking about this? Right, but yeah, like just new ideas. Yeah, like precisely, right? Precisely. Like unless it's like the only thing you need to study, the only thing you need to work on, or like the singular most important only piece you ever want to draw, then no reason to get stuck on it, you know? It is a lot of wasted time, dare I say. I'm just working on a random piece. I saw this pose and I thought it was kind of cool. Sorry, I started here, right? So what I did today was that yesterday we were talking about this and that, as I always do. But today I came in, I don't really have any ideas, I don't really want to do anything special, so I just come in, I looked at my map, and I went for rendering. Sorry, no, I went for comp, I think. So I toggle composition design, so I'm looking for interesting comps, right? Because yesterday, I think the virus suggested, you know, like at the end, that we could just work on one really crazy piece for Ria. It's really hard because, like, crazy to me means like one of those mint comps. Let's see if we can find it. I don't know if I have it here. Maybe not to this extent, right? Not to this extent. Kind of crazy. But I feel like a big proper piece of illustration, something that can feel proud of, would be something like this. But in order to do something like this, you need to have a good amount of idea of what's happening, right? Like the character, the story that surrounds her, and the themes and ideas and all, and this and that. Because of the streams and talking and all these things, I've gotten a little bit better, a little bit clearer at what Ria sort of represents in my life, right? Stability, comfort. We're talking about a constant presence that is comforting, regardless of the environment. And how that presents itself on a piece of art would be, you know, up for us to explore. So it's not like we have nothing to work with, but this is very overwhelming. So I was just walking around here and I found this piece. Sorry, I'm just going to finish my train of thought here. The one that you see in the reference board. And I'm like, okay, let's just use the colors, you know. And I just went around looking for poses. I found this pose, and I remember this pose. It looks kind of sad. I remember this character. She's kind of sad. So now I'm like, yeah, okay, you know what? I can just draw this pose with her looking kind of sad with this facial proportion, which I am not doing already because it doesn't really fit the body head-to-body ratio here. And then I'm just going to use the same colors, and then the red, I'm going to use it on the papers. If you guys watch the anime or read the novel, you will know who... the kind of story. I can go more into that if you want to. In the meantime, show, like, if you want the artist, it's over here. The name is Min. One of my all-time favorites, for sure. What did it take to do the Shrine Ria illustration? The Shrine Ria illustration was spawned by... was done under two factors, I believe. There were, like, two sort of driving forces. The first one is that I was in Japan, right? Like, I'm trying to draw this book, a piece to be sold at Comic Con, and so there is a time limit, right? A very distinct time limit. I remember having to skip going out, like, with my family. I had to stay in the hotel room just so I can finish drawing. But regardless, that was the most important factor, I think. It's just that time deadline limit. And then beyond that, it was only one idea given to me. It was just snow. That was it. That was the theme of the book for that year. And all I know was snow, and I want to draw Ria. Then I was like, okay, yeah, snow, wolves, it's like, oh, kind of makes sense. And then I think I just walked around, on Pinterest, as I always do, and I saw, so if you remember like the staircase and all that, right? There is a shrine in Kyoto, because we were in Kyoto at that point in time. I forgot what the shrine is called. It's one of the famous ones. Let me see if we can find it. So it has many steps because it's in the mountains, but it's not the Fushimi Inari. It's not the one with the freaking 10,000 bajillion gates. It's one in the mountains. I forgot what's it called. See if Google can be nice to me. Something about a boat or something? Let me see. If I go down the list, I remember it. Okay, not the golden one. Not whatever this is. I don't know what this is. Wakannai. I don't know what this is either. I don't know what this is either. I don't know what this. Okay, as you guys can probably tell already, I'm not a big fan of temples. Dang, dude, what? Come on. Kyoto Shrines list. Dang it, dude. Isn't that Kyoto? I'm pretty sure it was Kyoto. It was in the mountains. So maybe it's technically part of something else. Like, you know, that's like a more specific name or something. Oh, you know what? I think if I go onto the map, I might actually be able to find it. Because I vaguely remember. It's somewhere up here. Oh, I might just be completely messing it up because there are like 10 bajillion shrines. I mean, Kyoto is literally the place for shrines, so it's not really very helpful. But I feel like it's somewhere up here. But like, if you search for like Kyoto Shrine stairs, and then just make sure you ignore all the Inari ones. Oh, this one. Kifune. Right, Kifune. Because I remember there's like the word boat. Fune is boat. So, where is it? And then it's gonna bring me to a whole different area. Hang on. Okay, I didn't forget. I didn't mess it up. It's right up here. It's very high up. But this shrine has this set of stairs, and if you recognize the lanterns, this is where I got the lanterns from. Well, I mean, I have a good set of reasons to not like nature, to be fair. In the past, I have bad experiences with nature, that's for sure. Getting cursed in the mountains, shitting my pants, and then not being able to leave. I had shit in my pants for 14 hours. Sorry, that's a whole another story, but I like man-made stuff that's very modern. I appreciate the fact that there's like thousands and thousands of years of culture here and this and that, but then like a lot of I feel like it comes with a lot of like non-scientific stuff, right? Like people try to find reason and patterns and things that they observe in the natural world that they cannot explain, and a lot of times they turn to God and the supernatural, and I don't like that because it's such a. I get that maybe they don't have better technology or like scientific method and this and that, right? But once you invoke God and the supernatural, you just stop looking for the truth because to you that is the truth, and then you don't actually know like what is going on behind the scenes. So I don't like that. It's kind of like a cop out in my head. It feels like. So it reminds me of things like this. It reminds me of certain practices that are not very great. So not a big fan. Anyways, this was the inspiration for that. I just saw the stairs and I thought it'd be kind of cool if they can walk down, and I just started drawing because of the timeline. I remember looking at the stairs and looking at the fact that hey, it's a hill, and then I just started putting the shrine gate at the back, and then trying to make the path curve so that there'll be a setup. And then at that point when I was drawing, I didn't even think about the colors. I did not think about what the sky lighting would be and all that. That's why in the final piece, it was a little bit random, I feel. It's not very consistent, if I remember correctly. Because it is a very overcast sky, but the lighting is rather strong, I feel like. Although on the wolves themselves, it's actually properly overcast. It doesn't really have a very strong shadow, this and that. The character herself, though, for some reason, has this really strong lighting. From the, like, this red is meant to be a reflected light, but where is it coming from, you know? Like, it should be coming in evenly across everything. I don't think it'd be this strong. But it's just kind of nitpicky. I mean, overall, the effect was pretty nice, which is probably why I didn't realize either. Anyways, I used to draw the ears really thin. I guess they are pretty thin in real life. Actually, they are pretty thin in real life. Anyways, I digress. That was the main motivating stuff. It's mostly the time limit. Kind of drives you to do whatever that you can, right? Yeah, sorry, show. If you want to look at it more, there is one on the website that I updated. If you want to see all these like miscellaneous pieces, I can just send you to my shitty-ass webpage. Everything that is on this page is not it's all before the stream. All these predates the stream, so technically I'm supposed to be painting better, right? But I don't feel like that has been the case at all. Primarily because it's just so much work, you know. Like I realize how much work art is, and I realize that I really don't have a good any good ideas to push through right now. I don't actually know what my motivating thing back then was. I don't know how I did this anymore. I can kind of guess. I always work the same way for the most part. But I had no reason to choose the colors that I chose. Other than that, I tried a bunch of things and it just kind of looked good. I didn't understand what was happening. Definitely not the forms on the clothing. I still don't know how to draw this type of clothing, by the way. It's just a tube. Like, what am I supposed to do about this? Oh, yeah, I can zoom pretty up on this. Anyways, I digress. That is that. Right, yeah. So one day, I need to explore on what VR's values are, I guess, and then try to link that into physical items and things and this and that, and then try to put something together so that we may attempt something that's more complicated. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard. I'm not really caught up on this anime. Like, I mean, like, I only watched the anime, I didn't read the books and all that, so now things here are gonna be awfully out of date. Very, very out of date, but it is at least canonically relevant. Ugh. The head might actually be better on the ground. I'm not 100% sure. The idea is to cover everything except one eye. I thought the head might make sense, but then having the head on the ground might have a stronger impact, just because military personnel is not supposed to ever let the headdress touch the ground. So it would fit the distraught sort of vibes a little bit stronger, a little bit better. I mean, yeah, I've been told that it's very distinct, right? Actually, we have like this other board that I was using for the Live 2D design back when we were trying to deal with this nonsense, but don't crash, please. So there's this board here. I don't know if you have seen show, but this board is the Live 2D design along with all the text and all the designs and ideas that I wanted to put in. But then it got really overwhelming really quickly, as you can probably guess. But over here I have the stack of faces that I've all the faces that I've drawn up to like a certain stream number back then. Up to some number back then. And I mean, I can kind of sort of vibe it out, you know, like as I was doing the design for the furry version of her. Right, of course. Let me see. So the main thing I realized that I kind of like to do for Ria is that I seem to push the space between mouth and the nose a little bit more. Actually, now I'm looking at it, now I'm not even sure. But the ones that I like the most, like of course, like not all of these things are gonna be 100% stuff that I like. They just cleared the check once, right? At least. Like they didn't bother me. I don't necessarily like it, but they didn't bother me enough to want to iterate anymore. Is what it is. So it is somewhat correct. It's not maybe the like. I feel like these two are pretty distinct. Different, that is. This really pushes the mouth out. This is a very furry kind of vibe, I feel like. Because the mouth being so far front. But I like this more. Stuff like this, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But you can see I like the eyes like longer. Like vertically longer. Which is why I also found this one really nice, this other one. Yeah, it's very hard. Oh yeah, all the iterations that I've done so many iterations. How do I say this? Like every time I try to do an iteration like this, I will go through like 20 something different iterations. And then the number of cycles and number of times I've done the 20 something iterations is also a lot. I've done so many times of this. And over the years, I still haven't found the one that I really like. Because I had the one that I did for the card, right? I don't know if I have a photo of that right now on hand. But I made a physical card of Ria that I carry on a daily basis. And, you know, because that was a front view as well. That took a long ass time to iterate. And I was saying how we were talking about my cards that I carry in my wallet with my coworker. I saw that face again. And it was very surprising because it was a very old piece of art. And obviously it's going to feel a little bit weird. But surprisingly, it was also very familiar. It was very familiar, but it's very distinctly different from some of these. So I don't know if I have that here. I don't think I ported that in. I don't have that piece of data on hand because it is very old. Is that right? I do appreciate that, although I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way at all. I feel like they're all kind of about the same. I don't know why I'm so blind to my. It's like you don't smell your own bad breath kind of thing. I don't I don't feel it at all. I feel so lost. Like if you ask me to define it with words and if you like, you know, would you describe your proportion? Would I describe my proportion as being more having a closer set of eyes, further set of eyes, you know, how far the different distance between eyes and nose and all that. I won't be able to really tell you how it relates to other people's style. I won't be able to be like, yeah, in general, I feel like mine would be a little bit more further, you know, and stuff like that. I just wouldn't know. I don't know if you're supposed to. I feel like the pros probably could like, articulate their style a little bit better. Like, they're more in control, you know? I don't feel like I'm in control. I'm just along for the ride. Most of the time, I don't really like where it goes. This is kind of hard. Because the original alignment was towards us, which works. But I need to align it down. I don't want her to look at us. Like, why would she be looking at us? Doesn't make any sense. I need to look down at the pieces of paper, and then we... Yeah, like this. Well, thank you, Sho. I think that's a really good thing. And I'll definitely remember you said that. Because I think as an artist, that's like one of the biggest compliments. If people go around and like just doing random things and they can just recognize your stuff. Because trying to be unique is like one of the problems that artists face, I am sure. It's just that it's not really my... Like, I do say that like I want to do style development, right? Which sounds like I'm trying to just find something unique. That is true, right? But the more important thing is for me is to just find something that I'm comfortable with. But if it's unique or not, that is secondary. So to me, it's not a big problem yet. But I'm sure it would become a big problem one day. And join the big boys at worrying about the correct things. Oh man, this is hard. Makes it look cute. I feel like the... Yeah, there is... Honestly, if I am not so... Okay, you know what? I was saying how like I was trying to not necessarily be unique. Maybe that's not entirely that true. Because I've always had styles that I feel more attracted to than I do other styles. But I've never really let myself just kind of go into it. I don't know if I have it here. I don't have it here. I don't think I will put it on her because it's a very distinct vibe. And it kind of sucks that the artist that I have in mind that solely represents this vibe is a Nasifork artist. I didn't pull any of those in. Huh? Oh, I also really like this one. This face is really cute. This face is obviously entirely different type. They all have the same characteristics though. Actually, it's very interesting. Like in general, like all the cute faces have like this really giant ass head, and everything is kind of squished to lower than the middle line. So the middle line is somewhere here, to the top and the bottom of the chin, top of the head, bottom chin, middle. It's always a little bit bottom. But then like how young the character look depends on the size of the eye, and then like this contour. So this is very angular. So they look a little bit older. Whereas if you just round this out and make the eyes big, with the same exact proportion, it will look young. Like a lot younger. Because I always thought that like for you to make the character older, you kind of have to not have that much space up top. But it looks like it isn't necessarily the case, but then... maybe I can just like quickly sketch one. I can kind of feel the vibes a little bit. I like the ones where the mouths are like just not connected to it's just like at the very bottom. Maybe the eyes can be even bigger or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's not... I feel like it's kind of very subpar. Yeah, it's kind of sucks. Anyways, I like the ones where they push the mouth to the bottom, like this. Or like when I do for Faye. Faye's mouth is always kind of like on one side because she's kind of pissy all the time, but... Maybe it's just the eyes that I like. I don't know. I don't think this is very representative of the artist I was thinking of. This mouth also doesn't. The hat is. Anime heads are big enough. You put on a giant chunker of a head. It should have to be upside down, but oh, this might be better because you actually show more face. Like show more hair. Sorry, kind of bouncing back and forth, but I think you might have. I think you found the guy I was thinking of. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, so, yeah. This guy, yes, indeed. Alright, literally at the very bottom. I think this will be like the tamer side of things. Oh, interesting. But I think half of the work is the eyes, though. Actually, it's always like the Jitome, like where you have the flat top and the semicircle eyes. Right. I wonder how many I would know like from your list, I think. But it's a very different it's a very different vibe, isn't it? Because like the usual dailies, you know, you're just talking about liking styles and this and that. If you're doing like H artists, now all of a sudden people will be like, wait a second. You're like this artist? What? That must mean you're XXX. Check it out. Let me see. I'm sure they have a Twitter. Although they're definitely not known to be on Twitter. Oh wait, this is the wagashi as in like the actual food. Wait, is it this one? No, it's not this one. There's like another wagashi on Twitter. And it's they draw a lot of Blue Archive, you know, for what it's worth. But it's a distinctly different artist. I can't find if they have one or not. これかな? Account suspended. Okay, I found it, but it's account suspended. So there is this page here. Let me just verify that this is the correct person. Yeah, this is the correct person. You can try their other links over here. Just know that it's all not safe for work. Their Twitter got suspended. Okay, this thing has been going on for 5 hours. Wait, sorry, what? I need this. Don't know what I changed. What was I doing? Main recovery. Oh, no way. I'm not as cultured. For sure, that's for sure. This part's hard, because why is it sequence in the characters? Oh, that I do not know actually. That I do not know. I know it's never really like a big fan of the artists themselves. Like I wouldn't really know who's who or who did what. Like studios of anime, I have no idea either. I don't know why it never really mattered to me. It was just on a case-by-case basis. I don't really think of like, oh, this artist means I must like all the other things. Of course, that is not the case now, right? Like, especially with like all these other artists. Sorry, am I even... Oh, okay, sorry. This is the... Oh, this side. Oh, okay. How long is this? Chest level. Okay, no, it's going way longer. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, that's for sure. I feel like... it will be a lot like the sort of design iteration that I tried, right? Because you start off at the same base, and you try to push like proportions here and there, and see how you feel about it. But in this case, like, you get to see people like fully commit into one specific style from the same roots. Well, maybe not from the same roots, but from their own roots with similar influences. And you can see how that evolves differently, and how it makes you feel, and then you can kind of sort of maybe try to find your own style that way as well. guess today is more just a skill check with this. Oh no, this guy lives off of this. This guy is this. that is their dealio. Is the sequence? I feel like this is too big, is it not? My body isn't nearly big enough, no? Alright, then booty is gonna be bigger. I see. 야, 잠깐만. 싫어 다니. No, I don't really follow any specific artist in particular. Yeah. Very pog, indeed. It's gonna be, I don't know, he's gonna be like 1.5 million followers by the end of this, I'm sure. Regular posting with high engagement rate is literally what the algorithm is eating up. Wait, hang on, isn't Type Hatena? Wait, I recognize the name too. Who is this? Oh, okay, yeah, this is the slightly more cursed one. Like, at this point, like Mogun has like transcended. I don't think like he's one of those like that's up there that like you don't even compare yourself against anymore because it's just kind of insane. It's very impressive, right? But at the same time, it's like, oh yeah, it's Mogun, of course, you know, of course. We would expect nothing less, of course. But it's just kind of insane, right? Like the quality of the stuff he puts out in like 10 hours is like the freaking months of work potentially for someone else. This is why I feel like unless I do art full time, if not, like how am I ever supposed to get more incompetent enough by my own standards to be more free with the whatchamacallit, with the expression and ideas and all that. The amount of experience required. I wonder how old they are. You really have to enjoy drawing, man. Like fucking. Art sucks, bro. Today I was telling my coworkers again, hey, don't do art, guys. Fucking sucks, dude. Oh my god. I don't know if they think that I'm joking or what, but yeah, it's kind of a lot of work, man. A lot of work. don't know how I feel about this. I might need to let it sit. Oh, maybe it's the arm length problem, actually. Bigger boobas, maybe? I put this on the drying rack, and then just let it sit for a bit, I guess. Something doesn't feel right with the head-shoulder proportion. Or maybe like it's something else proportion? Something here is a bit sus, somehow. Yeah, no, it looks alright. I think the breasts are fine. Something about the length of the body doesn't feel right. Wait, hang on a second. I think it's this part, perhaps. I get that the head should be bigger just because she's looking down. But I think the middle of the head wasn't very clearly shown, so this front part maybe should be dropped. So there's like a middle here. Wait a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What the hell? This way the head doesn't look as big, rather as long. So I'm mapping this distance down to the rest of the body, and this feels a little bit better. これ何? 髪か. I'll draw the face. What? Is this empty? How did they do it? Dang it. Well, that's a specific ratio here. Because they're not pushing it that low. They're not pushing it like the furries do it. And it's a bit more square, I think this guy does it. Oh, the eyes are also bigger. I see. Oh, maybe this is where it came from. They have that... I'm gonna assume it's the heat. He has that, like, big distance between the nose and the mouth. I'm not sequencing this correctly. It feels weird. Oh, maybe this cheek needs to go lower? No, it's like 50-50. Not even trying with the hair. Sorry, what is what expression? This expression? I don't know. I don't even know how to articulate this. But like if you draw the eyes like this specifically. Just the eyes, right? It doesn't matter what the mouth is doing. It could be happy. Like, you see how like this face is kind of like those Masugaki face? Or like you can do like pissed off. The eyes remain the same, right? This eye here is called Jitome. Again, this is I, right? This is me. This is this. I don't know what Jito means in this case, so you have to Google that. But I don't necessarily know the one you're talking about, but I have seen some like funny meme-esque ones show. That I don't actually know, I think. The only one I know is like the Make heroine. But she's not quite that archetype. I guess that's a different thing, right? Yeah, I don't know actually. I don't have any words that come to mind. Miyu's the one in the trash, right? Oh yeah, for sure. Jitome is like a big thing. Like a lot of people like it. People will like certain characters just because they have that. I mean, of course, like certain like all these expressions are expressing emotions, right? So if you express a specific emotion, you tend to be a specific type of character and a personality and all that. So I think that makes a lot of sense. It doesn't have the same kick, doesn't it? Like I don't know what the original artist's eyes are like. Like how? What is the difference? Oh my god! Oh, I see. Maybe it's like the cheeks or something. They have like more puppy cheeks, perhaps. Even bigger head, perhaps? Yeah, again with the proportion. Maybe this is just not enough. Maybe you're supposed to bump it up. It does feel a little bit more closer. Meow, 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 meow. Oh my god. To do good art, you need to have fun with it. I'm quite convinced that that is indeed the case. Imagine having fun with art. Holy shit. I couldn't. But then what am I doing now then, right? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that style on Ria, for sure. Ria is actually getting more and more stabilized towards a specific vibe. Maybe it's because of more, all the other hours I put into this, but that's good though. That means I can stop worrying about getting too influenced by other things. If I'm actively rejecting them now, even if I try to push on. Maybe it's just the expression being kind of ugly. Yes, thank you, Cho. All the best to you too. I don't know what I'm doing already, by the way. I'm just kind of cleaning out palette. I suppose I think the idea is fine here, but it's not maybe executed the best. Why are there like 5,000 fingers? Oh. Did I leave something? Oh no, it's because it got merged with the junk paper on the ground. Oh yeah, it is. Maybe, yeah, maybe that's how it works. Look at that. Everyone is capable of sharing and learning. It reminds me of all the culture exchange that you do in VR chat. Half of them is just like explicit stuff. Coco? Coconia. Coconia. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, nya, nya. Doesn't look so balanced anymore. Like the head is so big, bro. Wow. Yeah, okay, I see. 3S key is actually kind of stable, with some aspects of it. That's nice. Dang, dude. Great stuff. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me actually. It doesn't work. I'm gonna leave it as is. I wanna see how I feel about it tomorrow. It doesn't look good. I suppose it is like the moe kind of vibe, it just doesn't... It's not the correct vibe. Hmm. Follow this route. No, is it not enough too? One, two. It's a very awkward pose as well. Like, is this gonna be a square then? You know, like... Oh, maybe this is too strong. Naruhodo. More choice. Because it wasn't aligned to the. I don't know, but my shoulder felt aligned separately. Differently, just. A bit stable enough. Can't replicate the vibes. Oh wait, hang on. I just cut off the. Wait, what? It's not symmetrical. The cheat. Yeah. No, I can't control it. How do I do this? Too smaller in general. Increased in size and proportion should not be a problem. Yeah, I mean, huh. I wonder then. Maybe that is better. Hmm. It wouldn't be a quick fix either. Oh, there should be an option to just bypass the entire thing. Ah, but where would we display it? It wouldn't display it anywhere. Okay, that makes sense. Refine the edges again. Uh, maybe you should clean this up and then render this one. What is the target? I don't know. Hello, Silver NJ. Learn each pose. I didn't learn them. All I did was to find a reference. Find a reference. You have multiple options. You can just copy the shape if it's exactly what you want, right? That's option 1. Option 2, you break down the pose in the reference, break it down into boxes, put it into perspective, understand what's happening. Then you find the perspective in your own grid, in your own canvas, and then put the same boxes or the same guides in the same way in perspective for yourself, and then refine the shapes from there. The first option, things are a lot faster, which is what I did. Because we're just kind of practicing. Actually, I wasn't even practicing. This one was just like, we're just trying to draw, like whatever. There was no goal for doing this. But the second option where you break it down is a lot better because you learn what's happening. You break it down, you're able to replicate it not just in that shape, like that specific angle that you saw it in, that the reference has, but you can do it any angle you want, right? As long as you fully understand what's happening between other parts of the body, you can draw this in any angle you want. And that is what you have to be able to do if you want to get really, really good. But of course, it will take a lot longer, right? So if your goal is to just draw, like, you know, the occasional pieces here and there and just enjoy it, find a reference, just copy from it, I think it's fine. It's not like you don't learn anything doing that either. You will still learn it, just a lot less. But in exchange, you don't get the grindy feeling, right, that you will get from really trying to dig down and figure out what's going on with the pose and all that. Which will take a lot longer for that one specific pose, for that one specific drawing. Many, many options. What am I looking at? Bum, bum. Hmm. Oh, Mogun is streaming right now, actually. Day 8. This is the Bilibili one that's like apparently also on Naver. It's just the rendering gate, huh? We're not that far already. Yeah, no, we just keep it. The information is here. If I can just so like the shapes and rendering, like shapes, the balance, textures, all those things we have to figure out for ourselves. Not that we have to figure out for ourselves. It's just that I don't really necessarily like everything that I see. But like I would like to know how the colors go in. I think that part is pretty big. Like even with the tree study that we did before, I feel like the main reason why it was so good was just because there are a lot of colors that harmonize well together. Like this is already a pretty dumbed down version, right? Because the original had a lot more shades and this and that. And once you have enough colors to work with, then it's just a matter of putting in shapes that is relevant for that form, for that specific material, and for the specific item. So in this case here, as long as we have enough colors, you can just keep doing all these veins and barks and all that in the same rough direction, right? Then the exact balance between all these bark rendering expression versus like textures to rough it up, that would be up to you. But with enough colors, I feel like it's a lot easier to make something look more impressive. Because if you imagine if it's just black and white, sorry, even with all the extra colors, it's at the end of the day, it's the same thing, right? You're making just shapes that are supposed to be there. In Mogun's case, I feel like there were... Oh, I closed it, but... Oh no, that one, I don't think I can really break down the Mogun stuff. Like, I can't understand what he's saying. And all the Chinese people are saying that they can't understand what he's saying, which is really funny. Like, there were a couple comments about, oh shit, it's like only 10 minutes? Like something, like for the one today. It was kind of funny. Like, this is only 16 minutes. Like, what the fuck? But it does look like every day he's spending about 9 to 10 hours on it. Which is about the same as what he was doing before. I just never really actually watched a single stream. I've never watched a single stream so far. I don't have the patience. All I want to know is how the colors go in. If he's doing it by eye, which I suspect that he might just be doing it by vibes, because he has the skill and experience to back it up, then so be it, right? Oh my god. There are all these fancy expressions of certain materials and like fire, this and that. I think we can ignore those for now. The important thing is the very basic things like just skin and fabric. That's it. Even different materials we can kind of ignore, like metallic items and all that. If we at least have those things and stabilized, then we have a very good leaping off point, right? Because once they are stabilized, it means the shapes and balances, we kind of have a good idea. Then it's just different materials. Yeah, I think either way, there's only one way forward. Just keep rendering stuff. It's just that I don't feel like rendering anything because they all kind of like kind of boring. I'll just do whatever. Refine sorry, yeah, indeed, yeah. Like their sketch is actually so fine, right? And then they do the color rough, and then they do another very like thin and clean layer of line art on top. I feel like it's interesting because in the past I used to do that, but then over time I realized that it's not only the fact that you have to draw clean lines that are stressful, but it's all the while you're drawing those clean lines, you never know if you can execute on the render in the first place, because you don't have the confidence and experience to know that you can solve every problem that comes. And that was always kind of scary to me too. You're investing so much time up front for like a gacha essentially, right? I don't know if I can do it properly at the end. So that didn't feel very good either. But I mean, I know now that it's probably just because I'm not doing color roughs and not like understanding the forms well enough and this and that, which comes with the territory of you just start out, but not enough vision on this one. Yeah, I don't know. I need to render something. I need to render maybe this one. This one's low hanging fruit because all the shapes and rough is already there. All I need to do is just paint. But if I want to line it first or I don't want to line it first, I think that is interesting. What do I want actually? Like the one that we did for the sleeping one was nice. But having the rough lines there is kind of a pain, yes, as well. Having a clean set of lines will make it easier to look at. Find the shapes in the chaos. Yeah. Lines are also, yeah, it's easy to forget that lines themselves are just big shapes of color, and they affect your perception too. Having lines early means it kind of affects your rendering and color decision making and all that too, perhaps. I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily matter too much as long as that's what you want at the end. Anyways, art is Man, today is weird. I don't feel like I don't feel necessarily burnt out, or I don't feel necessarily inspired. I just feel kind of empty again. That's like no emotion, no nothing. It's just neutral. Not the bad kind of neutral, just neutral, neutral. Yeah, I might hop off here then. Tomorrow I'll try to render something. I'll probably just do this one first. I'm just gonna do a rough set of lines. We'll do like the min treatment. Whatever lines that we get is what we get, and I'll try not to get too caught up in getting it clean. And then the colors would just be the min piece. We'll just copy and paste that. Use the red for some pieces of paper. I may or may not draw the hat. Maybe I'll just block in the hat and then just kind of ignore it. This is surprisingly not as agreeable if I only do the face. So I think what that means is that I guess the head plays a very big role in how I perceive it. Which makes sense, but that was not what I thought it was the case. Because I thought I was just looking at these distances here. Well, I mean, the original is like slightly different still. It's not as long, so. The eyes are slightly smaller. Mouth is slightly bigger. Cheek is slightly wider. This doesn't fit Ria. That's good to know, I guess. Logan's process. Oh man. Restart the line. Okay, yeah. Anyways, sorry. Thank you for coming, Devirus. I think it's probably just you. I've been seeing concurrent viewers 1 for like the whole time now. Thank you for staying and chatting as always. I'm gonna hop off here, and then tomorrow I'll try to take another step forwards, I suppose. Yeah, that's great. At least it's providing some value. But yes, thank you again. Have a good night. Goodbye.